connecting to orders, selecting the sheet. Okay, so remember I told you for selecting a cross tab we can select it like this. So anyone, so subcategory versus sales I want to see, selected those two. Cross tab is highlighted. I'll select the cross tab. Now this is my cross tab. So if I want to model more, this is my text table. So sometimes what happens, like companies will ask you, they want to see furniture like 4 times here. Instead of like one big group, they want to see in each as individual row, just like how we see in Excel. In that way, they sometimes want to see. So for that, what you'll do, so basically right now category and subcategory is there, right? What we'll do, we'll select category and subcategory. Okay, right click, create a combined field. What will this do? We'll see in a moment. So this is my combined field, drag and drop it. So what it's going to do is basically it's going to select the first value, then these two are the values that you selected, right? First I selected category and then I selected subcategory. So what it will do, first value comma space second value. Let me show you the definition. Edit combined field. Okay, so this is the first field, this is the second field. Okay, and both the members are separated by this string. Okay, if you want to change them, so for example right now this is showing as furniture bookcases. So now if I click apply, it's going to show as like bookcases and furniture. Bookcase furniture. Accessories technology, if I want to like swap it, click apply. Now technology accessories, this one here. Okay, if I want a separate operator instead of comma, what I can do, say colon. Okay, click apply, and colon is placed between both of them. Okay, so then what we'll do right now, this field we don't need, right? So what we'll do, we want to hide this. So for that, what will we do? Click the down arrow button, okay, and uncheck this show header option. Okay, uncheck it. That's all. So that field is present, but you're simply hiding it. If you want to see that again, click here and click show header. Okay, here, uncheck this one. So now furniture is being displayed 4 times. How was it shown earlier? Furniture was shown only once, right? Like a grouping. So if your requirement demands you to not group it, basically select all of the rows. Okay, make a combined field out of them, drag and drop that combined field and hide that combined field. So in this case, create a combined field between these two categories, place that combined field here on the row. Okay, and then hide that row. Okay, so this is my combined field, place it here, and then this is the default view, then hide it like this. Okay, awesome. So let me remove this. Okay, now this is the whole table. This is what we call a whole table. Okay, this is called a cell. Each individual unit is called a cell. These are all cells. This is the most least value it can go to, right? Then the next thing, like these are cells. So this is the smallest group then you can do, right? This is the smallest group. So these are called panes. This whole thing is called a pane. This is a cell. This is a cell, cell, cell. Okay, and the whole thing, like the whole view, is called a table. Okay, remember that. Pane, table, and cell. These are important, and we'll see how they are used in the following sessions. Okay, awesome. Now, what were we discussing? We wanted to see row or column grand totals. Or should I display grand total? So basically, I need to know what is the total sum of sales. For that, what I'll do, I'll go to analysis, select the option of totals, and show row grand totals. One moment. Show column grand. Because there was only one row, that's why you couldn't see anything earlier. So say if I keep region here in the column, now you can see the grand total. Okay, this is the grand total. Is everyone clear? Any questions? Awesome. So Raven asked a question. Just now I have showed you this method, right? Category, subcategory, and sales. Okay. So Raven is asking, instead of like creating a combined field and then hiding all of that thing, why not place a subcategory next to category like this? Yes, this can solve it, but sometimes the client wants to have the category first. Okay, that's one thing. And the second thing, so imagine instead of category, instead of subcategory, let me place a region over here. Okay, now see what happens. Like if I put region here, again I have grouping. If I put category first, again I have grouping. Okay, so that is the reason why we need that combined field option, and then hide that combined field. Okay, if you want, you may think of it this way. So now you can select this and also hide it. But once you hide this one, you are hiding this one also. Are you understanding? Like you might think, well, why won't I simply hide this value? If I hide this, then both of these will be similar, right? Crossed like a cross tab. So if I select this and click on show header, uncheck this one, both the regions, this region is hidden, this region is hidden. Okay. If I unhide that, both of them are being shown. Okay. Awesome. So this is how I'll show my row grand totals and column grand totals. So this is my column grand total for West region, and this is my row grand total for furniture chairs. Okay. Now this grand total is the sum of your columns, column grand totals, or you can also think this value as sum of all of your row grand totals from here till here. All of these values. Okay. You can get this value, or you can add all of these values individually. Now sometimes what happens is that sometimes the users also wants to see subtotals. That means what is the subtotal for furniture? So what is the total for furniture? What is the total for office supplies? In that case, what we'll do, analysis, totals, okay, add all subtotals. So now if you see, so for furniture, I have a total displayed here. So furniture central region, so for furniture and central region, the total is 163,797. So just for furniture, irrespective of region, the total is 742,000. This is the total for this pane. Similarly for office supplies, this is the total. This is the total. So now you should not confuse, okay? This value is not the sum of all of these values. This value, this is the column grand total, right? How is the grand total generated? By sum of subtotals. So sum of this plus this plus this. These three values will give you this one. So if you want to verify that, okay, how can you verify that? Like you select this value, observe this bottom area, okay? Sum of sales. So as I continuously select more values, see what is the total sum of sales? 725458. That is what it's being shown here in this cell. Okay. So this value is the sum of all of these values. And incidentally, this value is the sum of 1, 2, 3, 4 values, these 4. Or you can also think of it as this value is sum of this plus this plus this plus this. Okay. So now what I did is basically imagine this is a table. This is another table. This is another table. Simply. Okay. Now I'm treating pain as a table. Okay. Perfect. Next. How to show numerical result into percentage format in a cross-tab report. Okay. So that I don't want to get confused. So I'll remove the subtotals. Okay. Now I want to see all of these values as percentages. Okay. What I'll do, analysis, percentage of. So here if I select table, see what happens. So the total value for the table is taken as 100%. Okay. This is the total value, right? That's taken as 100%, and every other value will be calculated as a percentage of this value because I have selected table. Whereas had I selected for column, okay, for each column I'm taking as 100%. So this is my 100%. This is 100%. So that means all the values in this column are calculated based on this value here. Okay. Similarly, percentage of, I have a row option. That means all the values in chairs, say chairs. Okay. This value is taken as 100% and all of these values are computed. Even for grand total, this value is thought of as the highest, sorry, is 100%, and all the sub column grand totals are a percentage of this value. Okay. Similarly, I have a pen. Now you might not understand it here. Okay. You're not, I know you're not understanding it clearly here. One moment. So let me show you the subtotals. Okay. Totals and all subtotals. Okay. Now remember I told you this was a pen. How did I calculate my percentage? For pen, right? So that means this one is my pen. So this value is taken as 100% and all the other values are computed based on that. Okay. Now one thing you have to notice is that the value at this 100% is not equals to the value at this 100%. Okay. The values might be different. You should not get confused here. Okay. And none option to remove everything. Is everyone clear? Perfect. So that's my cross tab, and similarly I can do all of these for a highlight tab. Highlight, I have already shown you these colors options, all the options in the color. What is stepped color? What is reversed color? What are the different advanced options? Right? I have already shown these values also. Now, one thing you have to notice is that if you observe, these are blue in color and these are green in color. Very light difference. Okay. If you are getting confused, let me put it another way. Subcategory and see some of these. Okay. Now if you observe, this is a little blue in color. This is a little bit green in color. Okay. Now, green icons means they're continuous in nature. What do I mean by continuous? So say you have $0 and $5 and you have a value of $2.5. So you have a range of 0 to 5 and you can place this $2.5 in between. But say you have art and fasteners and now you have to place another value in that, chairs. You cannot place it, right? So these values are called discrete. All of these values here are discrete because you can do your aggregations here, or you have a range here. These are called continuous. Is everyone clear on the difference between continuous and distinct or discrete? Sorry. These are discrete in nature and these are continuous in nature. Sum of sales is continuous in nature and these values in subcategory is discrete. Does anyone want me to repeat discrete and continuous? Okay, let me repeat once again. Say you have a range of values, okay? 1 minute, let me do one thing. Okay, here, imagine I have two things. So first I have a sales figure. So all the values in sales, how can they range like 1, 2, 3.5, 6, 8, and so on, okay? Imagine it like this. And then I have subcategory. All the values in subcategory are like art, chairs, say furniture, okay? Now, can you sort values in this one? So if in the future I bring another value, okay, something like 5.4 is there, okay? Can you place this 5.4 between all of these values? So that's why this is continuous in nature, because this is number line, this is continuous. Whereas if we talk about these values, okay, so say there is one more subcategory, okay, later that came, something like laptops. Can you sort this laptops here? You cannot place it, right? There is no logical way to place it. But 5.4 will go between 3.5 and 6. Can you see that? It will go 5.4 will go between somewhere here. Laptops, in this case, I cannot sort it. This is not continuous, you know. This is continuous in nature. So all the continuous ones will be shown in this light green color. All the discrete values will be shown in light blue, okay? Now you'll see the difference in a moment, okay? So say I drag and drop category here, okay? Now if you observe, I have like 3 distinct values and 3 distinct colors, right? Whereas if I drag and drop sales into this, okay, I have one continuous stream. This is one big continuous color change, right? Whereas for category, it's not continuous. These are discrete values. That is the difference, okay? So if you put discrete values, you have distinct colors or individual values. Whereas for sales, it is doing the aggregation. That means it is continuous. That means it has a flow, right? All of these things has a flow. So that's why I have one continuous color. This is a continuous color and these are discrete colors. All three are discrete colors. So Sunil asked a question. Oh, before that, is everyone clear on this? What is continuous? How to identify it? What is discrete? And how can you identify that? Oh, perfect. Looks like everyone understood. Okay. Next, the next question is asked by Sunil. Are all the measures will be continuous? No, we can mark them as discrete. Okay. So say to convert to discrete, what I'll do, right click. Here I have convert to discrete option. So now see what happens when I drag and drop quantity here. I have individual values. Whereas, so let's say right click, convert to continuous, drag and drop this continuous string. Okay. You can also observe them here. So if you observe here, it's light green, the same green color of icons. So see what happens when I right click convert to discrete. Right now I'm converting quantity to discrete. Okay. Now if you observe, I know the shade is not much, but quantity has blue color next to it, while sales has green color next to it. Here, this one, the hash number, what is the color of that? You can observe it over there also. Okay. Perfect. Any other questions?
Shiva, can you now draw the quantity and see how it varies?
I'm sorry?
Yeah, can you drag that now?
It's dragged, right?
Hmm.
Sum of quantity.
I mean, you try to change into discrete, right?
Oh, okay,
dimension,
okay.
and then, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right click, say convert to continuous. Now drag and drop it. Okay.
Yeah.
No other questions, right? So let's move forward. So now we are going to talk about formatting the report by changing the color, style, and size. Now I know we did not discuss, we discussed only colors completely in this. Okay. Let's discuss more options. Say, instead of this, say he wants to make it different sized. Okay. That means the length of these. Furniture has the smallest length. Office supplies medium in size. The thickness, that's what I mean. Okay. And this one is very big. Okay. So you can also vary the size by clicking here. Okay. Now you can do this. This is how we can vary the size. Also, you can click here, edit sizes. So see what happens if I do it like this. Click apply. See the size. See the sizes here. Okay. On the left hand side, say I move this to the rightmost side. See this one, the bands here. The band size are getting changed, right? I can also do a reversed one. Okay. Cancel. I can also format legends. Sorry, formatting legend we'll talk in a moment. Okay. Show title or not. So right now category is displayed. Uncheck this one. Category is not displayed, right? Show title. You can also edit title. So category is being displayed. Say I want to say distinct values of category. Okay. You can also click on edit icon here. Highlight selected items. You see, as soon as I make a selection, okay, observe the graph. If I uncheck this, nothing is happening. Okay. These are my size options. I know this is bad. I just reset it by clicking here. This is the default view, right? These are default views. So as soon as I select here, my view got modified to default view. Okay. Next, we'll talk about label. Okay. By default, this is also label option. Okay. ABC, ABC. Can you see that? ABC 1, 2, 3, ABC. As soon as I click this, by default, the value of the measure will be displayed. Okay. See, all of these are values of the measure. What is my measure that I used in this chart or graph is sales, right? What is the sum of sales? 167,380. So that value is being displayed next to my subcategory. Okay. Uncheck that. Those are not shown. But what if you want to, like say you want to display something else? Say you want to display um, quantity next to this. Okay. Quantity value next to this. What will you do? Select quantity. Okay. Drag and drop it into label. So now these are the values of quantity. Art has 3,000 pieces. Art was sold. Appliances 1729. Okay. Now by default sum of quantity is being shown. We can also change it. My average. Count. Count distinct. Median. And so on. Okay. Awesome. These are my actual value. What I meant by this is when I selected on dimension, I'm saying show all the distinct values. Okay. So that means here if you see that it's divided into multiple pieces, right? This many number of sales we received where the quantity is equals to 4. This many sum of sales for machines when when quantity is equals to 5. Okay, that's what is being displayed. In this case, sum of sales is this length, or what is the sum of sales? 13,885, where my quantity is equals to 9 for storage subcategory. Okay, perfect. Now next, let's talk about detail. So what detail does is it's basically you're defining the least possible size present here. So for example, if I place it like this, okay, can you see that? If I place it like this, I want to also see it, say, per region. Now this region is also going to add to the level of detail here. The least level of detail I have shown here is subcategory, right? Earlier, the least level of detail I have shown is subcategory. Now, by placing region onto my detail, the least level of detail also includes region now. Okay, are you clear with this? What does the detail option do? Basically, it divides your table, okay, into smaller units. Perfect. And the last
Shiva,
option,
Shiva, can you explain again what happens when placing the region there?
okay. So right now, what is the individual unit, smallest individual unit that you can go?
Subcategory.
Subcategory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you want to divide it further,
Okay.
make it into more small pieces. And what should that small piece be defined by? Say I want it defined by region. Okay. What
Mm-hmm.
I'll do, I'll take region and put it in detail. Now, if you observe, this is my smallest unit. And how is my smallest unit being defined? Based on all these values. So subcategory and region right now is defining my smallest unit of, right?
Yeah.
So putting something on detail changes the level of detail. Level of detail means to the granularity that you're going. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
perfect. That's my level of detail. Now finally, I have a tooltip option. One moment, let me show that to you. So this is my tooltip option. Basically, whatever menu you can see on the right side, right? All these values, oops, sorry. So whenever I hover on something, that menu that you can see on the right side, bottom, that is called tooltip. Okay. So if you want something to be displayed on the tooltip, right now only sales is being displayed. Sales, category and subcategory. Now if you want to display, say, quantity in the tooltip, okay, you can stack it like this. So now you can see quantity and sales. If you want to edit it, click on tooltip. Now these are the different values present in tooltip. So first category is written, okay, and whatever is there in this shaded, sorry, in this less than greater than symbols, right? That's like a formula, okay? That's like a formula. So here for category, I'm asking it to display whatever category is present. For subcategory, I'm asking it to display subcategory. For quantity, sum of quantity. So if you think not, if you don't want sum of quantity, but average of quantity, okay, you can modify it here itself. So this is not text. You cannot do it like this. As soon as I did that, it lost the formula, right? This was my formula. Now I cannot edit it like this. No, if say, see what happens if I click on like this. See AVG of quantity. Okay. If you want to display average of quantity, what should you do? Select here average of quantity. Now you can see average of quantity. All of these values are average. Clear? Everyone understood? The tooltip option, detail, color, size, and label. We did not see the label options yet, right? Completely. So let's see different label options also. So there are no detail options. That's why I'm not explaining anything more than that. Detail is a very simple concept. Now let's talk about label. Label. So first option is show mark labels. Do you want to show the labels or not? Yes or no? That's all. If you observe, when this is checked, the ABC is highlighted. If I uncheck this, the ABC is not there. That's all. Both are same options. Okay. If you want some text to appear here, okay, say you want sum of sales to be displayed next to this. Sorry, average of quantity. Let's say average of quantity to be displayed next to that. Okay. So that will be displayed on text. If you want to edit it, you can edit it here. So say you want to display ABC or sorry, average, something like this. Okay, click apply. Observe here that value is being shown. Quantity. I want to like this. Apply quantity. I have multiple formatting options in this. We'll talk about this in a moment. But this is my text option. These are my font options. Font, font size, bold, italic, underline, automatic or match mark color. That means say if you observe this color will be put on this one. So imagine a scenario like this. Okay. Now observe the labels. That's the option which selected earlier. Match mark color, automatic. If you want, you can also select all these different colors. If you want more colors, you can select here. We'll explore this in a moment. Okay. Then I have transparency. This is my transparency. Okay. These are the different options that I have. Automatic. By default, it's reset. Okay. Next, alignment. Left alignment, center, right alignment. Left, center, right. Text, the direction you want to see your text. Placement, vertical. In this case, you're not seeing it clearly. Let me try to, make it a little bigger. Okay. Now, if you observe, this is my middle, lower. Do you want to wrap the text on and off? Okay. Automatic, automatic, automatic. Okay. This is the default one. Is everyone clear on this? A default, let me reset it like this. Oops, sorry. Don't want average of quantity. Okay. Category on color. Okay. Perfect. Next, label options. So marks to label. One moment. So which marks? So each of these individual unit is called a mark. Okay. This is called marks shelf, where you'll do configuration of these things here. That's why this is called a marks shelf. Each of these individual things are called marks. Okay. So if you observe here, there are 17 marks written. That means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. These are my individual marks. How are they sorted? 17 rows by one column. Sum of sales 2297201. See what happens if I put, say, region here. Now 68 marks, 17 rows by 4 columns. How are these marks distributed? That's what is being shown here. Okay? Perfect. So here, marks to label. Do you want to show all of them? So if I select the selected option, whenever someone makes a selection, then you can see the text next to it. If not, then you'll not see it. Min, max. Only minimum and maximum will be displayed. And highlighted. Basically, if you highlight something, then it will be shown. These are highlighted. Clear? All of them. Allow labels to overlap other marks. We'll see this right now. One moment. Now, I did not discuss the maps yet, so don't get confused. So, say color by sales and state on the label. Okay. Now, I am displaying all the names. Now, concentrate on this region, okay? Because I want you to concentrate here because there are very small states here. Rhode Island, Connecticut. They're not being displayed here clearly because they're small. But if I select this option, allow labels to overlap other marks, everything will be displayed. It doesn't matter to you if they are overlapping or not. Okay? So these are all of our options. That's my label options. The next options, for tooltip options, we haven't completely explored it here. The same pane that you're seeing here is what you see here also. The same options will be present. So by reset, you'll reset everything to normal. See, for example, something like this. Okay, click apply. So now each of the states has the state label before that. If you want to reset it, reset that. Okay. We have a preview option. So if I click preview, a sample state will be shown with the state Alabama. This is how it's going to look like. That's what it is showing. It is telling you. Okay. So say instead of sales, okay, you want to say sum of sales. Now if you preview, observe here sum of sales. This is being shown. If you want, you can also move it like this. Now observe here. Okay. That's my different sorting options. Click on reset, it will be reset to default. Okay. Then I have similar font size, bold, italic, underline. Okay. Then I have these colors. Okay. See the color for state. Reset, it will go back to normal again. See? Left, center, right aligned. If you want to insert any values, see these are the default values. And here all the marks will be displayed. All the marks that are used in your report or in your worksheet will also be displayed here, will be generated here. Okay. For example, say I put the color by sum of quantity. Okay. Now if I click on insert option, see the sum of quantity option. So all the marks used in your report will be displayed here. Then these are your default other options. Sorry. Data connection name, data update time, sheet name, workbook name, all of these similar options, right? Normal options, nothing fancy. You want all the fields to be displayed, click all fields. Click preview. This is what will be shown. State, New Mexico, quantity 151. So these are the default values, right? That's why it will be displayed like that. Okay. All fields. Okay. Perfect. Then we have few more options. If you want to delete something, you click on all the formatting by clicking here. Deleting simply by backspace. Reset. Let me reset. And then this show tooltips. One moment. Before I do that, see these options. One moment. These all the options here. Now see what happens when I uncheck these. Nothing is being displayed. Now if I click show tooltips, this is my show tooltips option. But if I keep on hovering, no menu is being displayed. But if I include this command buttons, if I keep my icon, sorry, if I keep my mouse on the same value for some time, then I see these multiple options. So do you want them to be shown or not? Include command options. Show tooltips, on hover, responsive. If you want to preview, reset. Okay. Any other questions? And have multiple colors. We'll discuss the color pane in a moment. Okay, if you don't have any questions, then we'll talk about the colors. So here these are the basic colors. Okay, select it like this. Once you click on this pick screen color, that means as I hover on this, observe my right side region. Okay, so as soon as I go here also, I can go anywhere. So if I select that region, so if I click here, so basically I'm going and selecting the color. I don't know which color it is. Basically I'm going on to all the places on my screen and selecting the color from there. So once you again click, that will be left out. Okay, pick screen color. See this blue icon, that's the blue color present. If you want to add this to custom colors, add to custom colors. If you do that, click OK. You see this option next to it? These are like mostly like frequently used colors kind of. Okay, more options. Select this, select it like this, add to custom colors. Add to custom colors. And select any value. Select this, add to custom colors. Also you can give RGB values. See how it's moving, RGB values, unique values for the color or hue, saturation and val. Okay, these values. Or we also have a HTML code. This code is used to specifically identify each color. Okay. Oh, you might have a question, why is this being used? So reporting is one of the critical areas in any company. Okay, because you report this to CEOs and everyone. Okay, high level executives who make the decision that will impact the whole company. So that means it's highly important, right? And you don't want to, like give any doubts to others. You don't want to make any mistakes here. So sometimes what companies do is that they not only say the color, they don't simply say like blue color means good. They give this HTML code. So use this HTML code if it's good. Use this HTML code if it's bad. Something like that. Okay. So based on these options, your company will decide these codes and you have to use those codes. Okay. See how all of the values are being modified. Okay. So these are my different color options. Awesome. Any other questions? Sorry, any questions? In this pane, in this marked shelf. Oh, one small thing. I know, I'm sorry, I didn't discuss this. So here, if you observe, I have all these multiple options, right? So I can modify this dashboard or this report based on these options. So see what happens if I select bar. So it will be displayed as bars. If I click on circles, all the values are displayed as circles. If I click on say shape, each mark will have a shape. Bar, say text. Clear? Now observe, see what happens. This is automatic is bar. Say if I select square, these are my squares. Select area, this is my area. Text. So text means basically if you place it in the label column, anything, you can place anything here. So say sum of sales. The distance from here to here, or the distance from here to here defines that particular value for you. That's what text means. Place circle. You can place a shape. Place square. Pi. All the values will be displayed like pies. Okay. So these are the multiple options that we have. This is Mark's shelf. We have already talked about filters, pages, rows, and columns. Okay. Any other questions for the day?